Hello world, you're watching Exponential Tech. This is the place to be if you're into technologies that have an exponential impact on your daily life, your wallet, and the world. Exponential Tech covers AI, crypto, as well as investing. Today, I want to talk about the Tesla earnings report released yesterday. I'll then discuss an article discussing Bitcoin Cash 1 year on from the fork that created it. First, to the Tesla earnings report, which was released yesterday after the market closed. Analysts have focused on the Model 3 production numbers per week metric for a long time now. The earnings report released yesterday has shifted that focus onto the cash burn rate. Analysts are highly skeptical Tesla can remain liquid without cutting its spending further. Yesterday, Tesla announced that it's still running at a loss, but capital spending has decreased in the second quarter, and capital spending is forecast to reduce further as the year progresses. It also reported a negative free cash flow of $740 million. This is down from $1.06 billion from the last quarter. This was also much better than what analysts predicted, as they thought it would come at $900 million. So they beat that. Tesla also left open the possibility of raising more capital, which is a change in sentiment, as they previously suggested that this won't be required. The CEO, Elon Musk, also stated that they intend to fund the new battery and car plant in China by borrowing from local banks. These two last points have been on analysts' minds, and a lot of these analysts have suggested that actually Tesla would have to raise capital and would not be able to organically build this from the inside. And this earnings call has shown that those analyst predictions were correct. The stock is up after hours trading at, let's just see, 325.60. It closed at 298.14, so it's up a good $25, which is quite a big move. I personally have a positive outlook on this company for the long term, but I currently don't hold any at the moment. I think it's way too early to open a new long position. I think there are some macroeconomic headwinds moving towards the USA. Asia and other emerging markets have felt this already and have undergone a significant correction. I don't think this is a recession. I just think it's the market recalibrating the prices. The emerging markets have felt this already first, and this is because they are weaker than the USA. I think after the holiday vacation period, the USA will feel it too. And there's also a lot of talk about an interest rate hike coming from Japan, and this will also influence prices, for example, USA tech stocks. But I'll talk about this again on another day. Let's move on to the next story, which is that Bitcoin Cash has celebrated its first birthday on Tuesday. Right, let's move on. So the biggest difference between Bitcoin, the original, which is actually called Bitcoin Core, and Bitcoin Cash is that Bitcoin Cash has a larger block size. Bitcoin has a block size of 1 megabyte, and Bitcoin Cash has a block size right now of 32 megabytes. So this is significantly larger than the original protocol. This has meant that the risk of transaction backlogs and high transaction fees which is often seen on the Bitcoin Core network, is much lower for Bitcoin Cash. The article focuses on the fact that this increased block size from 8 megabytes to 32 megabytes has meant that blockchain developers are trying to develop a dApp ecosystem on top of this protocol. These include social media projects such as Blockpress, shown here. So it's got a similar user interface to Twitter, and another project that's being built on top of Bitcoin Cash is this one called Gitcash. And this project, basically, as it shows here, it says send and receive Bitcoin Cash through GitHub for those listening on SoundCloud. So basically, as this suggests, this allows developers to tip each other for their contributions to a particular GitHub repository. This article also indicates that Bitcoin Cash is being used a lot in places such as Venezuela, which is facing significant, massive economic turmoil at the moment. I'd like to also add that other currencies, cryptocurrencies such as Dash, is also being used extensively there too as a proxy to the Venezuelan national currency. Developers are also trying to develop standardized protocols to allow for ICOs to occur on the Bitcoin Cash network. This is similar to the ERC20 protocol that's being used a lot on the Ethereum network. Guys, this is absolutely amazing. I have been following this project since its inception, and the ability to pivot and reinvent itself reinvent the Bitcoin Cash network is amazing. The main motivation for creating this chain was to allow for faster transactions, but as you can see, this project has mutated further and seems to be adopting the characteristics similar to the Ethereum network. Now, before you guys start shouting Ethereum killer, I want to say this. Developers are also building protocols to allow for different chains to communicate with each other. That means potentially Bitcoin Cash could speak to the Ethereum network and also the EOS network. This is exciting. Usually the market tends to consolidate between two major entities. Take Mac and Windows, for example, or Apple and Android. Who's going to remain after this consolidation process remains to be unknown, but I'm going to be reporting on this and keeping you up to date, so don't worry. Hit the subscribe button now so you don't miss out. Let's wrap up by taking a look at the crypto markets. So here you can see it's all a red day for Zcash, Litecoin, Dash, Ripple, XRP rather, and also Bitcoin Core, Ethereum, and Bitcoin Cash as well. Here you can see downward pressure for Ethereum, just as we suspected. And again, just to remind you guys, the reason why we suspected this was because of this massive head on this candle. And for those on SoundCloud, this candle occurred on the 16th of July on the weekly chart. And yes, you can see downward pressure. I'm expecting if we smash through this 405 barrier, we'll probably try and retest all the way down to 359. I have an order at 398 at the moment, so it remains to be fulfilled. But let's see. Let's move on to Bitcoin at the moment, Bitcoin Core. We can see further sideways movement on the weekly chart. Let's have a look on the one-day chart. It's gone down to test this 21 exponential moving average. it seems to have respected it. Although we opened on top of it, and yeah, let's see. It's far too early to tell. What day is it today? I think it's Thursday. So a lot of activity tends to occur on weekends. So let's see how this fares. I'm positive, fairly sure that we've moved out of this bear market. We'll probably try and push and retest lower around about. A lot of analysts say 6,800 is a key line. Let's just take a look and see why. For example, the CNBC guys. And you can see, yes, this was a period of resistance previously. So it's quite likely that we could retest 6,800. But also, you know, the 50 exponential moving average is above this, so we could quite possibly not touch that at all. As I say, let's wait and see what happens. But I'm quite sure we're out of this bearish movement and we're on to the upside going forward. Right, that's it for me. If you like this episode, hit the like button and be sure to subscribe. Also, sign up for these alerts, for the alerts on your phone and your browser. I'm going to be dropping a lot more content that will impact your trading and investing decisions. Also, let me know what you thought of this episode in the comments section below. I work for you, so if you want me to cover something in particular, just let me know in the comments section below. And for now, guys, have a fantastic day. It's me, Chris, signing off. Take care.